Today we're going to be doing the Spooktober edition of Dead by Daylight, and I got Redeyes here.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone going?
To the right of me, my good trusted friend, Olered. Say hi.
Hi, how are y'all?
So what are we doing, or what are you doing today, Redeyes?
As you guys know, we're doing Dead by Daylight, and I'm playing as the killer, as Ghostface. And for those of you who are fans of Dead by Daylight and like playing the game, but are also a fan of Stranger Things, they have some new killers on here, and as new survivors as well.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I think it's just honestly to build up hype for the new season. Really, honestly.
It could be. I'm not really sure. I haven't really watched any of them, so.
Well, they've done the same thing for other things as of recently too. They've done the same thing for and it's not necessarily to build up hype for. I mean, Batman's not coming out with another movie for probably the next couple of years due to casting stuff. And
But it could be another game though, honestly.
Yeah, but they've been they did something with Fortnite about how there's some kind of skin of him in there, something. Nobody likes Fortnite, okay? But I was just bringing up that whole entire thing. They're just trying to build hype up for something that's going to take a couple years. Or still want people to be interested and stuff like that, you know? Because we all know that it takes time to make something like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if games want to build up hype for things, then, I mean, I'm glad, but let the companies that are actually, like, doing those things build up that hype.
What it all boils down to in the end of the day is money, you know? I mean, if somebody offered me money to do something that small, can't say that I wouldn't do it as well.
And we have our first victim. Now we're gonna go put her on the hook.
Okay, so we have a couple topics for today. One of them is, what is y'all's go-to scary movie? Or TV show, or whatever it shall be.
I'd have to say mine would probably be either, maybe, I'd have to say Freddy vs. Jason. Any of the Jason movies. Except for Jason Goes to Space.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one. I'm a big fan of some of Rob Zombie stuff. I like the House of a Thousand Corpse, and as well as Devil's Rejects. Really big fan of that one, and I'm excited to see 3 from Hell.
So, does anybody have any plans for October? Like any haunted houses? Any like trick-or-treating? Anything like that?
Might be taking
Passing
my
out
oldest
candy?
one out. Might be taking my oldest one out trick-or-treating. There's a pumpkin patch or so. You know, she'd be 4 this year, so she should be having some fun with that.
Definitely. I think this year I might pass out candy. I don't know.
Might go to a haunted house or two. Really love doing those. I worked at a haunted house for 4 years, and that was absolutely one of my favorite and funnest jobs to ever have.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about that, because I know you've told us, but you never really told the people about it.
Well, I lived in Colorado for about 10 years, me and my brother here, and about 4 of those years, while I was doing landscaping, I had a part-time job during the fall working at a hot house. We put it together, we'd tear it down and everything, and we were rated at least in the top 10 for the best horror places to go. Yeah, he worked there as well. We were rated at, I want to say about between 5 and 2 on the top 10 haunted houses to go visit. And we eventually got it to 1 year we had people dressed up in football gear and stuff, and they were dressed up as zombies, and we had a paintball tractor ride where you go around and you could shoot paintballs at the zombies. The only thing that sucked about that part was the people that had to play the zombies, because there was a lot of middle schoolers and other kids who felt like nut shots were pretty funny. But it was pretty fun. We normally did a different theme each year, and they let us come up with our own ideas for a costume for each year, and you know, they fed us every night. It was a real blast. I had fun doing it. I love scaring people. I love things spooky. And one of the fun perks about working at a haunted houses is that if you go to another haunted house, you let them know that you work there and who the owner is, to make sure they know you're actually working there. They'll let you in for free. So about each year we went to a lot of other haunted houses for free, or at least at discounted prices, so that made it even better.
That has to be an awesome job. I think it'd be fun to work at a haunted house. I mean, I love October. I mean, the weather, and it's hoodie season finally for me, at least. I don't know about you guys down there, but I know it's hoodie season for me.
We're a little bit north of Houston, where we live, so it does get a little bit colder than normal, but it doesn't get too bad. After Hurricane Harvey, it did rain. It did hail and snow here pretty bad, so we did have quite a bit of snow. Didn't stay around very long, though.
I bet people, that they told people to stay off the roads, because, you know, most people down there don't know how to drive in snow.
Well, they don't know how to drive in general.
Well, true. That's most people.
Houston's one of the leading causes of accidents, which I think last year was about 6,000 or more accidents just in Houston alone.
I mean, do you have any like fun memories from your job as a what was your costume like, I guess?
Well, it all depends. Sometimes 1 year I did one with me and a buddy did one that was matching Joker faces. That was pretty fun. And then 1 year we did a cowboy theme, and I was a shot up cowboy.
Have you ever like had anybody like, I don't know, try to fight you or anything, like because you scared them like really bad?
We've had a few people come in to try and fight. Most of the time they're just drunk. A lady come in, and she was drunk, and I don't know if she picked this guy up from the bar or not, but he brought her there. He was completely sober. She was drunk, and for some reason she had a dildo and was going around waving it in a lot of the actors' faces. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting day, to be honest, after everyone had escorted her out.
Sounds very interesting, honestly. I mean, it's not something that you would like expect to see at a haunted house.
No.
I mean, maybe like a wall full of them, as you know, you're going down like a corridor in the haunted house, you know, and they're spinning counterclockwise or clockwise or whatever. But you know,
right?
Maybe they're hitting you in the face or something as they're passing by. But I mean, it's not something that you would see. It's like an actor, you know, and be like, yeah, this lady's chasing me with a dildo. That's kind of weird.
Oh no, she wasn't chasing. She was in everyone's face, and she was rubbing all over people and grabbing guys by the junk. Yeah.
That's creepy.
We have our third victim about to go on the hook. We have two almost dead now. We have one dead with the second one on the way, and he just died. We are on to our fourth to find out where he or she is hiding.
I think the thing, honestly, like, we have a haunted house here in my town, and every year people get spooked by the guy that does the chainsaw, because you're walking out of the haunted house, you think the haunted house is over, and then here comes this big, like, 6'5" guy with a chainsaw running down the sidewalk as you're, like, you know, just thinking, oh yeah, it's over, that was fun, let's go back to our car, and he's here. And, like, you know, people get scared. I seen one time I was driving by, seen a dude try to fight him, and it was kind of funny because the guy just kind of walks up to him, and you know, he of course, you know, there's no blade on the chainsaw or anything, so you know, the guy wasn't afraid, but I think the guy was severely intoxicated because he tried taking a swing at the guy that had the quote-unquote chainsaw, and he fell to the ground. Because the guy that had the chainsaw just backed away, and you see this guy just swinging at the guy, and he just dropped on the ground.
Possibly. I did that for 2 of my years. I was on the chainsaw, and that was very fun, especially going at people. Now, yeah, there was no blade on it, so I had to improvise with it. Our scare tactic one year was, the first year I did it was, we sat there, and we'd have the guy come out of the saloon, you know, stumbling around, acting drunk, incoherent, and trying to tell stories. And then as soon as he came out and got him distracted, I came out from behind out of one of the other stores in the old town and would run up behind him and start it and scare him. And I'd swipe at their feet. It would really freak him out. And we have a person that disconnected. I guess he couldn't handle getting killed. I really hate it when people disconnect. But I would go at them with it, swipe at their feet, even though there was no blade. The motion and everything of it would sometimes spark the rocks. So later that month, we got it set up to where we could add a piece of metal, and by doing so, we made it spark if we ran it across the metal, and it would really scare people. We had it 1 year because we would also rank it by who did the best scare. Me and can't remember his name, but he was a buddy of mine, and we got the best scare. You could hear us all the way from the middle of the town clear to the beginning of the maze, the corn maze.
Jeez, that's awesome. So, I mean, there's one thing, like, do you think that they're ever gonna do, like, any more Halloween movies? And should they continue doing Halloween movies?
I thought there was another one coming out, honestly. I thought there was. Well, that
one's old as hell, though.
that match, I lost. We had 2 deaths, 1 guy disconnected, and another person made it out.
I don't know if you guys, I know you guys are, like, big, like, Halloween people, so, you and Connor, are big Halloween guys, so have you guys seen, or just big horror guys in general, have you guys seen Pet Sematary? The new one? What'd you think? Because I've never seen the old one, so somebody like me going in and seeing the new one versus the old one, would I understand it?
I didn't see it, but I know the original one, the first one, it started out with a guy, you know, a family, they're out there having a dinner and everything, and this little kid, probably about 3 or 4, walks out the front of the house.
I've seen The Conjuring, which was nice.
Out by the road, there's bushes that were hiding, and the truck driver didn't see the child and hit the child and killed him. Well, of course, the parents were upset and grieving. The father learns of this old Indian burial ground that can bring back the dead, supposedly. And he was warned not to because they may come back alive, but they're not truly alive. They are something else. So in desperation to bring his child back and see him again, he goes over and he kills it and buries him and brings him back to life.
Damn. I think that's how the new one kind of starts. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But have you guys seen The Nun?
No, I wanted to see it.
Don't. It's not scary. It's not scary at all. It's in that same Conjuring universe, and it's just the Conjuring universe is terrible.
Well, I think they're the Conjuring. Is the Conjuring, is that the one with the house where the lady hung herself after she killed her child, and then Anna, the doll Anna's like involved in it somehow?
Yeah, Annabelle, and you have they apparently put the nun in there too. Like, it's this big ass universe that like doesn't make any goddamn sense to me anymore. It used to, but now it just doesn't.
Okay, well you do know those are real places, correct? The Conjuring house,
yes,
the
they're
Conjuring
all based.
house.
The Conjuring House is in North Carolina, if I'm correct.
Yes, I know that they're all based off of real events and real stories. It's just some of the stuff it's hard to like keep up with.
And then the people who did who went around and dispelled the evil and everything, that their room is actually a real place you can go visit, if I remember. Has anyone seen what was it called? The Shining.
Yes.
Alright. Didn't know there was a new one.
There is.
I think I've seen that
well,
one.
Then it probably was the first.
I know the old one, the original one, had Jack Nicholson in it, but I think the new one a little bit more into depth with it. And it had a little boy in there, and he found that old dead lady in the bathtub, if I remember correctly.
That's the original one, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I just remember the original Shining being with Jack Nicholson, and he ends up going crazy because they get snowed in, and then he freezes to death at the end.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Has anyone seen any of those B movies, B horror movies, not the A ones, the ones that go through DVD, like
straight
Feast?
to DVD? Yeah.
Yeah, like Feast. Has anyone seen that movie Feast?
No.
It's kind of funny, to be honest. It's more than because it kind of acts weird. So it takes place in Texas at a random bar / gas station in the middle of nowhere, and what it is the government made a creature to battle enemies, but they wanted to test it first. So they tested on their own people. Well, you go to the bar, see everyone there, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these two people show up, a guy and a woman, and they're like, "We're the heroes," Kind of gives you a description of who each person is. It kills the guy who was supposed to be the hero. Just runs right in, rips his head off. The monsters are screwing. And then later on, they break in, the baby does, and they kill one of the girls they thought, and they throw her out there. This is where it gets really weird. Is they throw her out there as bait with stuff to blow up the monsters. And all of a sudden these little babies come out of nowhere, and they start humping her. In the face, in the sides, and everywhere. They also have sequels. If I remember, I think the second one was called Sloppy Seconds. And then there was others. It's quite weird.
You know what I'm waiting for? And it comes out in I think it comes out next month, which it's in a horror genre. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's in the Shining film series. It's called Dr. Sleep. I don't know if you've seen previews for it yet, but it looks really, really good.
No, I couldn't say that I've seen that. It sounds good.
I seen it, a trailer for it when I went to go see It Part 2, or Chapter 2, or whatever you want to call it. Chapter 2 of It, and God, it looks so good. It has the two little creepy girls there standing in the hallway. If anybody knows what that's from.
Yeah, The Shining. Yeah, and then the elevators open up with blood.
Yep. So, I can't wait. I hope it's actually going to be worth my time. Because most horror movies nowadays, they're not really scary.
No, and another B movie that went, it was It's a B movie, but it went to theater. It was funny though. Have you ever seen the original Evil Dead? The original Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. Those are pretty funny movies.
Yes, I love those.
They're funny.
Bruce Campbell's awesome.
Yes, he is.
I really want to see In the Tall Grass. I heard it's good. I've been reading reviews and stuff.
Have any of you guys seen, what is it called, the Silent Hill movies?
Yes.
Hate them.
I will say one of my favorite part of one of the movies was the first one they did with, you know, the little girl disappeared and the mom went after to find her, was when they had a knife head in there and he went through and he captured one of the, I can't remember his name, the giant guy with the knife, Pyramid Head, my bad. And he had the, he caught one of the little village girls and he took her and ripped her skin off and shot blood everywhere all over the church. That one was pretty wild. If you guys got a chance to meet an actor or actress from any horror movie, who would you guys be wanting to really see?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'd have to say the guy who plays the new Pennywise.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, him. Or the kid that plays, or the kid that plays Georgie in the new movies. Like, both of them would be hands down. Or Millie Bobby Brown. I mean, I know Stranger Things really isn't like horror, but you know, she's cool too.
I mean, since it is, I just never watched it. It never really caught my attention.
It's one of those, like, you kind of have to just sit down and just, you know, get into it. The first few episodes of the first season, it's just like, yeah, but it starts picking up in the second. Well, it actually starts picking up like I think like 4 or 5 episodes into the first season, if I remember correctly. But I still need to finish season 3 because I don't know when they're gonna do season 4. So that's the big thing. I think what we should do from, like, when we do these, or maybe we should just make it a separate thing for October, is we should watch one scary movie and then give our honest opinion about it.
All right. Well, I'd say
well,
I would
it doesn't like, it could be a Netflix movie too. Like, so if there's something good that's like horror related on Netflix that, you know, maybe somebody should watch, we could give our honest opinion about it while we're doing these.
Real quick, because I do have a movie in mind. I will say I have to remember what it is. But one actor I would love to have met, but can no longer have the privilege of meeting him because he has passed away. I think it was last Sunday, was Sid Haig. House of a Thousand Corpse and the movie Three from Hell, but he was also famous for mostly
Freaking
because
Arnold, bro, or Rogan.
he played in about, he said over 500 TV shows before he got into the movies. But his first one he did was like Bat Boy or Spider Boy, and there's just a bunch in there I'd like to really see that I have never seen. But I would have loved to met him. I've watched a bunch of interviews and everything, and I think one of my favorite things to hear from him was when they talked about, I think it was the House of a Thousand Corpse. Have any of you guys seen that?
Can't say that I have.
You, Adapter?
Yes, I think I have. I don't know where I've seen it. I think it might have been on Sci-Fi, but I know I've seen it.
Do you remember the part where the guys come into the gas station to rob it, and they tell him to put his hands up, and he puts his hands up, but when he does, he's flipping them off?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I found out that
You
was
have
actually
been terminated.
That's actually been improvised. He was allowed to do a lot of improvising for that movie. So a lot of his stuff that he did was either improvised lines or gestures. But one thing that sucks about that movie though is that it took almost 8 years after they made that film for it to finally someone to buy it and publish it. So, let me say, I think it was, I want to say Sony or DreamWorks bought it, and then Lionsgate bought it, and that's who is the one that put it out there. And it turned out to be, you know, really good. They were surprised because it astonished them because it made all the money back and more that was spent to buy that movie rights and everything the first day it was released. Alright, so these are 2 movies that I have seen so far on Netflix. 2 horror movies that turned out, how do I say it? One was, I was not expecting how they went about it, but it turned out to be, I didn't think it was that good. The other one was better than I thought. So the first one that I saw was Apollo 18. I don't know if anyone's seen that one or not. It's basically, it describes basically why we never went back to the moon. And it ends up talking about aliens. But here's the weird thing is, the aliens are supposedly like disguised as rocks and they're little things. And the next movie I watched was a little bit different. But I like it because it took a twist on, how do I say it, evolution, okay? So, it's called The Silence, and it starts with, all of a sudden these people, they were in, I can't remember if it was a cave, or they were drilling, but when they did that, they opened up a corridor leading further down, and in that, they released a species of bats that had ended up getting trapped underground, surviving for a very long time to the point to where they evolved with no eyes, completely eyeless, and they were.
Oh, you were on PS4.
They are like more smooth, like skin and everything, but they're really good at noise, and they can locate it. And so the whole movie is them trying not to.
But if you like what you see, subscribe.
They like, you know, people are going through, it's kind of like, you know, a zombie apocalypse but with bats. You know, everyone's gonna be quiet and everything. And it ends with a cult. Because they go into town to try and find, you know, food and stuff. It ends up with a cult going after them because of the women. Because they're wanting the women to mate with. And everyone in that whole cult has cut out their tongue so they cannot make noise. And they try to kill the other people and take them. And what they did was they sent a little girl there to the cabin, and instead of a bomb strapped her, it was nothing but cell phones, and they had snuck around the house and secretly placed cell phones around it to set it off to send the bats there to try and get them out. So they end up fighting them off, and at the end the dad dies. It ended up turning good because it was a suspense, because, you know, every corner you turned around there was these little bats. Has any of you ever seen any of the Cabin Fever movies? I'm not gonna lie, if any horror movie really startled me or scared me, it would probably be those, because out of all those, I see that being more true, because there are flesh-eating viruses out there. Olered, what movies have you seen that you liked or disliked?
Alright, so the new Chucky. I don't know if y'all have seen that one, but it wasn't. I liked the concept that they were doing, but they could have done a lot more with it, in my opinion. It could have been a lot more.
I would have to say probably Krampus or Krampus, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, that wasn't even scary.
That wasn't even scary. Like, I went and seen that with a bunch of my friends. I had 2 people that were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm sitting there laughing through the whole goddamn thing. I'm like, dude, this isn't even scary. You want to see something scary? Like, I can show you something that's even scarier than this. Like, they really freaked out when, like, I mean, there's creepier things on the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was stupid too. No, Krampus is... No, bad Krampus.
Black Christmas. It wasn't Santa,
Black?
it was a serial killer.
Okay then. Yeah, probably didn't catch that. That wasn't on my radar. Another one that I thought was like good but like bad at the same time was Lights Out. Definitely the only one here that's probably ever heard or seen that. It's really good. It's like one of those movies that like I watched it and like I'm not gonna lie, like I kept the fucking lights on the whole damn night because the monster feeds off of like darkness.
I'd have to say Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Which Nightmare on Elm Street? Because Christ alive, there's a lot of them.
The original one.
Really?
I can't believe it.
Huh. Redeyes, yours?
Y'all probably laughed at me for this one, but it was from the makers of Jurassic Park. It was an animal-related movie. But have you guys ever heard of the movie called Komodo?
Yes. Yes.
I was really little, and I was with a bunch of friends, and that one actually scared us all. We had a hard time sleeping because we kept seeing stuff moving in the corner. Yeah, I know it's kind of fun, it's silly to hear, but now that's one of my favorite movies is Komodo. Yes, I think they were like altered or something, and no one knew they were there, because if I remember, I think someone dropped them off.
I think like it's not like a scary movie, but like I was only like 8 when my parents went and took me to this movie. It was King Kong. It was the one I think with like Jack Black, and that part, that fucking part where, yeah, the part where he gives the fucking kid the chocolate and it bites him. That fucking shit literally sent me traumatized. I literally told my parents, "Can we go? Can we go?"
The little native
The
kid.
child. Yeah, the little native kid.
I guess he wasn't native because it was made up of different people that have been stranded there.
But yeah, that shit like sent me like I literally like we were sitting in a hotel and I remember they always give me shit about it now too, and they're like, "Do you need a pinch of light? Do you need a pinch of light?" I'm like, fuck you guys. Seriously, I love my parents, but like, it wasn't funny at the time. I was like terrified.
Now there was one that did scare Connor when we were little, but he mostly had this nightmare. Yes, he had this nightmare.
Really?
When he yes, but he had instant reactions, and he would freak out like, "Oh my God, the gremlins! They took my dad and stuff and everything." And it was just when he would have that after watching those movies.
Did you know one of the gremlins was played by Howie Mandel?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, yeah, you could look it up. Like, I kind of busted up laughing the other day when I fucking found that out. I think the only other movie to get me had to have been probably... I think the only time I cried, like, during a movie, and it wasn't like a horror movie, it was just, because I'm looking at all my movies, I Am Legend, the part where he had to kill his dog. Like, that's the only time I kind of, like, teared up, and I was like, he has to kill it. Like, he doesn't want to, but he has to.
Yeah. Alright, well we got 2 generators left, and we still got a guy that is, basically sitting here camping.
See, I hate when people do this, camping. They camp the person that's, like, being, like, dead, or that's about to die. That's why I don't play this game anymore, because people camp.
feel like on PC would be a little bit better.
You'd be surprised. I watch a guy on Twitch that does it on PC, and people still do the same shit on there. What I want to do, honestly, like, or not what I want to do, but I think a cool thing, and maybe you guys might disagree with me on this, but what if they made a Five Nights at Freddy like movie?
I don't know, I couldn't really get into the game.
What's Five Nights at Freddy? What is that?
It's like a
It's
mobile game, I
animatron.
think.
No, it's not even a mobile game. It's a PC game.
Oh, I think they brought it to mobile though.
They might have. They might have brought one of them to mobile, but it's a PC game that. It's a PC game, and then like it's a PC VR game that they also brought out too. It's supposed to be scary. I don't know if it is scary because I've never played it. But you pretty much work as a person in a like pizzeria, I believe, and the animatronic animals come alive at night and try to kill you. But I think it would be a good movie, honestly.
Oh, I made it out to the hatch. I have beat that round. I got past the monster.
I was hoping to see like the Demogorgons like powers and shit be displayed, but
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that. It was, I mean, the mouth opening and stuff was kind of cool. The roar was actually, I don't know, kind of seeing him kind of makes me want to watch it now to see what he is and where he comes from. Don't
see,
even
I
say
think it'd be cool is if they did Pennywise.
Well, you do know that Pennywise is technically a being from a different universe, right?
Well, yes, I do know that.
No, he's actually not.
Yes.
He's not a
Well,
spider.
he's-
He can be what he can be whatever he wants to
Yeah,
be.
but he's not a
Yeah,
spider.
he can be whatever he wants to
He's like
be.
a formless being. Well, it's what kids are frightened of. He just goes with what we fear, and a lot of kids are frightened of clowns. Or another thing is, if I remember right, maybe it has to do with they make them feel easier so he can get close to them.
He feeds off of fear.
Yeah, and he says that letting them, I guess, how do you say, marinate in that fear, and waiting till they're ripe enough that they taste better. It's like salting the meat.
But he does have many forms because, as you see in the movies, he is different things besides
Pennywise, the dancing clown.
But if I remember, I
But-
think the new movie went more onto it explaining.
Yeah, it did.
You can find lore videos and stuff too.
The big thing though is, did anybody know that apparently there's a giant turtle that you know, yeah, is like his mortal enemy.
Yeah, and that he made our universe because he sneezed or coughed.
I don't know if it explains it in the book or not, because I didn't really read the book, and I think the books are different from the I know the books and the movies are always different. Because I think in the movie, the way that they like kill Pennywise, or not in the movie, but the way that they kill Pennywise in the book is I think they have like an orgy or some weird thing with like Beth. Or yeah. I thought it was to kill Pennywise.
I don't know, I didn't read the books. Okay, here's one. It is a Canadian horror movie. It takes place in Canada. It is Tusk. Yes, he turns him into a walrus. Cuts his legs off and uses them and sharpens them down to like teeth and stuff.
What the fuck? Wait, what? Why?
Yeah. It's on Netflix. Watch it. Watch it. I won't say anything. I want you to watch it and see what you think.
I'll probably watch that later tonight before I go to bed. That'll probably be something I'll fall asleep to.
It's not scary. It's just weird. It's just basically about this guy who was obsessed with a freaking walrus that apparently saved him.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at it real quick. Not like actually like watch it, but I'm gonna find it real quick and put it on my list of things to watch.
Yeah, I look at it right now. I completely forgot about it because I'm going through looking at stuff on Netflix, see what there is. And it just happened to pop up. I was like, huh.
You know how like when you're looking at like the synopsis or like you're trying to read about it and like sometimes Netflix will just start it for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that. I was just trying to read what it was about and like it just started playing the damn movie and I'm like shit.
What is your thoughts of Dead by Daylight becoming a mobile game? There's been talk,
think
and I
it's
think there was
stupid.
going to be. I think I've seen ads for it. It's going to be a mobile game.
I think it's retarded that it would be a mobile game. It would be hard to play it as a mobile game, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah, I had the same feeling as well.
Because a lot of those games that get like port overs and, you know, to mobile and stuff, they just don't play as good as they normally do.
So do you think I should get a Switch Lite though, like for an all
Yes,
seriousness?
get a Switch Lite, dude. They're probably, dude. I would wait till Black Friday because I bet you $100 they're gonna go on like sale. They'll probably be like 150.
Now, Adapter, I think I remember last podcast of the podcast before. Didn't you say they were coming out with another Left 4 Dead? And it was like called Black
It's from the
Water or
creators. It's from the creators of Left 4 Dead, or it's a small team from Left 4 Dead. It's called Back 4 Blood. It's a it's a 4-player co-op based game that you're pretty much going around hunting zombies, killing them, doing whatever. The creation of weapons and stuff is there again, kind of like Left 4 Dead. They want to make it like Left 4 Dead, but have, you know, more twist on it. All I want to say is, you know, thanks for everybody that has been here tonight. Thanks for the new subscriber that we got. Make sure to share the video, like the video, comment when this does turn into a video, and, you know, always wear a condom. Yeah, stay safe and wear a condom.
Yeah.